October is Circular Economy Month, and we're going to have a great conversation about this today with Mackenzie Bradbury, who is a sustainability and eco advisor at Busch Systems. Mackenzie, thanks for being here.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm super excited to be chatting with you today.
Appreciate that. So, when it comes to circular economy, what is it and why is it so important?
Great question. I mean, the circular economy is all about keeping materials and products in use for as long as possible. You know, that circulation, we want to keep everything in use. We want to keep it out of the landfill. It's very important in, of course, tackling climate change. It's great for the environment and good for the economy.
So maybe you're a business and maybe you are not practicing a circular economy in your space. Why should we move towards this?
I mean, it's very important for the environment. Of course, it's very important to tackle climate change, especially right now, which is great for businesses who are passionate about sustainability and also to attract customers who share those same passions. And it's also great for the economy. It will help you optimize your production processes, reduce costs, and will maybe lead you to some really innovative product design.
Now, I heard you say something about reducing costs in there.
Yes.
And if you are a CEO, if you are a manager of a business watching this or listening to this right now, could that be a little bit of incentive for maybe changing your business model? And what are some of the ways that you would save those costs?
Absolutely. I mean, it's definitely a good selling point if you are an employee within an organization and you're trying to get some buy-in from upper management. I would definitely highlight that along with the positive benefits of sustainability that you will be saving those costs. I think saving the cost comes from utilizing the materials and products you already have, maybe changing up what you're purchasing. And it's just really all about designing products to last longer, be more durable, and be more sustainable. So over time, you're using less materials, you're gonna save money.
We have a fantastic design team here at Busch Systems. Many companies watching us, listening to us right now, could probably feel the same way. How much input would a design team have into making sure that your workplace, your business, is practicing circular economy?
So much. It's so important to get your design team involved. I mean, like you said, we have an excellent design team. I'm very biased. They are just wonderful.
That's okay.
Yeah, and they're very great at what they do. So they're having these conversations, as well as being a sustainability advisor. I'm included in these conversations and kind of coming up with really creative ways to change up our products. So how can we incorporate recycled content to our recycling containers and then give that material another life. So there's different ways that you can, depending on your product, get your design team involved in those conversations and make your products more circular.
Is there this might sound funny, but is there a list of 3 or 4 different either things or words that stand out? I mean, we all know, with recycling at home, reduce, reuse, recycle. Is there a list of different things that will help you remember, okay, in my workplace or even as an individual, these are the 3 or 4 things that I can do to ensure this?
Ooh, I really like that. I mean, we know the 3 R's, reduce, reuse, recycle. I think that the circular economy expands that to include some more creative and different methods. So I think repair is a great one. Can you, fix up something you already have and extend its life that way? I think there is a lot of buzz with biodegradable and compostable materials. So that's really another creative way. Refurbishing, just really any way that you can keep a product or material in use, whether that is the material or product you're making as a business or something that you're just buying for your business or for yourself as an individual. I think that, there's tons of avenues to take.
And with October being Circular Economy Month, really depending on, where you're watching this from, but here in Canada, it gets a little colder and there's lots of get-togethers with the holidays that are coming up. We have Thanksgiving later on this year. There's going to be Christmas. Of course, Halloween is in October. As individuals, what can we be doing to ensure that, we're taking that circular approach into celebrating this time of year?
I love that question because I think the holidays are a time where we're seeing a lot of single-use items. So these items are just being used one time and then maybe you're just throwing them away. They're going to the landfill and we know that's just really not great for the environment.
No.
For Halloween, I would definitely recommend seeing what's in your closet, and maybe you can make a costume from what you already have. Maybe you have an old costume you can wear again, or like swap with friends if you can share costumes. I've also visited the thrift store, so you can see what's there. So that's all secondhand. So you're giving, those items, those products, those clothes, another life. I think that for like Christmas and Thanksgiving, anything that involves gifts.
Okay.
Yeah. So like oftentimes we'll throw out those extra, tape rolls or like wrapping paper and stuff like that. I would definitely just keep it over time. I mean, in my family, we have this tissue paper that we've literally been using for like, it's a running joke now because it just is never ending. But we keep this tissue paper every year. It was like gifted to us. It's not even Christmas related, by the way. It's just some like white and brown, like weird little thing, and just kind of using that every year until we use that up, and then maybe we'll, get a new one. But definitely kind of working with what you have and like opting to like not purchase so many new things is definitely like a great place to start.
And again, with it going back to the Halloween costume thing for a bit, which you made a lot of good points with that. I have to tell you, I have this Batman costume complete with like built-in muscles.
Oh my goodness.
That I have worn several times. But you know what? One year you go to this friend group Halloween party. The next year you go to another friend group Halloween party. And no one's going to know that you played out this costume. And it's also great for the environment.
Absolutely. And maybe they'll start thinking you actually are Batman. So that's great.
Which is like the best thing of all this, right?
Absolutely.
So, we've been talking a lot about, transitioning from a linear traditional model within your business to a circular economy business model. But what can you really do, not just throughout the holidays, but on a daily basis as an individual to ensure that you're doing the same?
Great question. I mean, again, there's so many different things that you can do. Yeah. I think the best place to start is kind of assess where you're at, assess what you have, and what you can use of or make of what you already have at home.
Yeah.
Maybe you're bringing your cutlery that you already have with you, or maybe you're just giving the clothes you have another life. Maybe, are sewing up a hole in an old sweater so you can keep wearing it, right? So always start with kind of what you have immediately. And then I think anytime you're going to like purchase a new product or needing something, maybe you're opting for secondhand. Maybe there's opportunities to, again, like swap with friends, borrow something. Maybe you're renting something because you don't need it, for your entire life. You just need it for a particular time, like whether that's like a suit or a dress for a fancy event, and then you're giving it back. So, I mean, yeah, definitely it will show up differently in everyone's life, but there's a plethora of ways to kind of
and that's interesting too, because I think that often we think about things being good for the environment, or as humans and individuals, us doing things that are helpful for the environment or for climate change or whatnot. I think often we just think about, okay, I'm going to finish this like plastic bottle of water, and what container do I put it in? But there are those things that you do in your, every waking moment of your day that still has an overall like payoff for the environment.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, like any small step you make will like have a positive contribution. So, it's always just good to start, right? Just incorporate something. The other great thing is that along with being great for the environment, you'll be saving money because you're not going out and buying so many things. If you can make use of what you have, or like you're borrowing with friends, or maybe you're visiting your local library, there's tons of ways to just kind of like, contribute to sustainability.
And I always have this conversation, we've probably even had this conversation off camera, is like, in this economy, who doesn't want to save a few bucks here and there where they can? And it's a double win because you're doing good things for the environment and good things for your business and good things for yourself. Now, I kind of want to finish off with this, is because it is Circular Economy Month. What sort of things can you be doing to sort of celebrate that or really practice what you preach?
Yeah. I mean, Circular Economy Month is all about learning and taking action. So the learning, maybe you're listening to this podcast, maybe you're checking out the blog, maybe you're visiting Circular Economy Month website. They've got tons of resources on there. Definitely just getting educated, and then kind of seeing where you can apply that, whether it's just in your everyday life or like at your organization, like how can we incorporate some of these things? Maybe, on an individual level, like we said, we're kind of assessing and using what we already have. And then once we need something, we're looking at alternative methods of like repair, borrowing and stuff like that. And then maybe on a business level, it's like incorporating the circularity into the product design, maybe, making products out of recycled content, which is super awesome, something we're doing here. And we've noticed it has a really great impact on the environment, so that's always great. Maybe you're talking to your purchasing team, you're purchasing less or purchasing materials that are more sustainable, so just tons of ways to get involved. See what works for you though, and kind of start with that and then just keep running with it.
Can I just say I've loved having this conversation with you today. I've learned so much about Circular Economy Month. Happy Circular Economy Month. It is October, or whenever October is when you're seeing this or watching this. That's something for you to keep in mind. Mackenzie, of course, sustainability and eco-advisor here at Busch Systems. Thank you so much for being here and talking trash.
Thanks so much for having me.